They replaced you. Good. They replaced you. Perfect. Because now the illusion is dead. No mixed signals. No maybe. No emotional gray zone. You got replaced. That cuts the ego, not the heart. The ego. You weren't prepared to be swapped that fast. You thought you were different. Thought you were valued. Thought your presence meant more. And when they moved on quickly, it felt like you were disposable. That's the sting, not love. Replaceability. Here's what hurts the most. You're not in pain because they left. You're in pain because they continued, without you, smiling, posting, living, laughing, as if you were an optional chapter. That's what shakes you. Your mind keeps replaying it. Who are they with? Are they happier? Did I matter? You're not seeking answers. You're seeking significance. And the more you check, the smaller you feel. Every profile view, every silent scroll, every imagined scenario. You say you're just curious. No, you're attached. Attachment is invisible weakness. It convinces you that access equals value. It whispers, if I still have access, I still matter. So you keep a window open, just in case. That window's the chain. You didn't lose them. You lost your leverage. Because leverage belongs to the one who detaches first. Right now, they aren't thinking about you. You're thinking about them. That imbalance destroys power. And power is the only thing that restores dignity. You're not heartbroken. You're outpositioned. They moved first. You reacted. That's the dynamic that's burning you. Reaction is submission. You check. You hesitate. You analyze. You imagine conversations that will never happen. All while they move forward uninterrupted. That's not love. That's dependency. Dependency creates emotional volatility. And volatility makes you predictable. Predictable people are easy to replace. Read that again. You don't become untouchable by being loved. You become untouchable by being self-contained. Right now, your emotional state is externally influenced. One notification changes your mood. One rumor shifts your focus. One memory ruins your night. That means you're still connected. Not physically, mentally. Mental attachment is the real leash. You want them to regret losing you, but you're still proving they can affect you. As long as they can affect you, you're not untouchable. You're accessible. And accessible people get replaced. This isn't about bitterness. It's about positioning. The moment someone proves they can continue without you, you have two choices. Chase relevance or build dominance. Chasing relevance keeps you visible. Building dominance makes you unreachable. Right now, your ego wants redemption. Your mind wants clarity. Your emotions want reassurance. None of that builds power. It builds exposure. Untouchable doesn't mean cold-hearted. It means emotionally sovereign. It means your peace doesn't fluctuate based on someone's absence. It means your routine doesn't collapse because someone walked away. It means your value doesn't decrease because someone couldn't see it. They replaced you. Good. Now you're free from performance, free from trying to impress, free from over-explaining. You don't need to win them back. You need to win yourself back. Because the version of you constantly checking, that's not powerful. That's waiting. And waiting is weakness. This is where the shift begins. You don't miss them, you miss access. You say you miss them. Be honest. You miss access. Access to their attention. Access to their validation. Access to being chosen. That's what's burning. Not love, relevance. You are used to being part of their daily rhythm. Morning texts, random updates, Inside jokes, physical presence. Then it stopped. Cold. No warning siren. Just silence. Your nervous system didn't lose a person. It lost stimulation. And now it's craving it. The craving is attachment. Attachment isn't romantic. It's chemical. You got used to being acknowledged. Now your brain is looking for the hit. So you check. Not because you care deeply, because you want relief. Relief from uncertainty. Relief from ego damage. Relief from feeling replaced. But every time you check, you reinforce the addiction. You're training your mind to stay dependent. That's the real problem. You're not grieving them. You're withdrawing from access. And withdrawal makes people irrational. You replay conversations. You overanalyze tone. You wonder what you could have done differently. You're searching for control in a situation that already ended. Control doesn't come from understanding them. It comes from mastering yourself. Right now, they can still trigger you. That means they still have influence. Influence without presence is power, and you gave it to them. Think about this carefully. If they texted you tonight, would your mood change? If the answer is yes, you're still emotionally exposed. Untouchable means no one has that switch. No one can spike your dopamine. No one can crash your focus. No one can hijack your discipline. You're not there yet, because you still care about how you're perceived. You want them to regret it. You want them to notice your growth. You want them to feel what you felt. That desire keeps you tethered. Revenge fantasies are still attachment. You're still orbiting them mentally. Untouchable isn't emotional suppression. It's emotional detachment from outcomes you don't control. They chose differently. That's information. Not an insult. Not a challenge. Information. Your ego interprets it as disrespect. Your pride interprets it as competition. Your insecurity interprets it as inadequacy. But the truth is simpler. They exercise preference. And preference is allowed. Now you exercise yours. Preference for peace. Preference for discipline. Preference for upward movement. But you can't move upward while looking sideways. Checking their life slows yours. Monitoring their story weakens your narrative. Every ounce of attention you give them is attention stolen from your rebuild. You want to be untouchable? Start by becoming unreachable. Unreachable doesn't mean dramatic blocking for attention. It means internal cutoffers. No lurking, no indirect posts, no emotional bait. Silence. Cold silence. Not to manipulate, to detach. Because once access is removed, healing accelerates. And once healing accelerates, power returns. Right now, you're trying to heal while keeping the door slightly open. That's self-sabotage. Close it. Completely. No updates, no curiosity, no secret hope. Hope delays evolution. Final truth for this part. The moment someone can trigger you, they outrank you emotionally. Untouchable means no one outranks you internally. Untouchable is built, not announced. Untouchable isn't an attitude. It's infrastructure. Right now, you want to look strong. Post less, act colder, reply slower. That's surface level. Surface changes don't intimidate anyone. Real power is internal restructuring. Because if your routine collapses when you're emotional, you're still fragile. Untouchable men don't rely on mood. They rely on systems. Wake up time? Locked. Training? Non-negotiable. Work blocks? Scheduled. No emotional debates. When your structure is tight, your mind has less space to wander. And wandering minds revisit old attachments. You want to stop thinking about them? Increase friction in your own life. More discipline. more physical strain, more skill development, more financial focus. Idle minds romanticize the past. Busy minds construct the future. Right now, you're thinking too much, which means you're building too little. They moved on fast. You need to move forward faster. Not publicly, internally. Discipline your body first. Physical control sharpens mental control. Lift heavier, run longer, train harder. Not for aesthetics, for authority. Authority over impulse, authority over comfort, authority over emotional spikes. When your body obeys, your mind stabilizes. Next, income. Nothing increases detachment like mission. When you're building leverage, emotional distractions feel expensive. Start stacking. Skills, connections, assets. Untouchable isn't mysterious. It's positioned. Positioned men don't beg for attention. They don't chase validation. They don't tolerate being second choice. Because they have options. Options come from value. Value comes from discipline. Discipline comes from standards. Standards come from identity. You see the chain? Right now, you feel replaced. But that only happens when your value is situational. Untouchable men are not situational. They are consistent. You don't upgrade to prove something. You upgrade to eliminate vulnerability. The vulnerability wasn't love. It was dependency. Dependency on how you were perceived. Dependency on being chosen. Dependency on being included. Cut dependency. Replace it with capability. Capability changes posture. You walk differently, speak slower, react less. Not because you're pretending, because you're busy building. The biggest mistake you can make right now. Trying to show them you're doing better. That's still performing. Untouchable doesn't perform. It progresses privately. Let them downgrade. You level up in silence. And silence is powerful. Because silence creates curiosity. Curiosity creates tension. Tension creates respect. But don't build silence for them. Build it for you. When you stop explaining, stop justifying, stop updating, you reclaim energy. Energy redirected into growth compounds fast. Within months, you won't even feel the same. Their absence won't sting. It'll feel strategic, because losing access to you was their downgrade. You just didn't realize your value yet. No relapse, no reaction, no re-entry. Here's where most people collapse. Not in the breakup, in the comeback attempt. The late night hey, the accidental like, the I've been thinking. And suddenly your discipline shakes. Your heart rate shifts. Your focus fractures. Your ego wakes up. That's the test. Not when they leave, when they return. Because they often do. Not always for love. Sometimes for validation. Sometimes for boredom. Sometimes to check if they still have access. If they can still trigger you, they still own a piece of you. Untouchable means permanent revocation of access. Not temporary silence. Permanent. You don't reopen doors just because nostalgia knocks. Nostalgia is deceptive. It highlights peaks, deletes disrespect, softens rejection. Your mind edits the past to make it look safer than it was. That's emotional weakness trying to re-enter. Remember this. If they replaced you once, they can reposition you again. And you don't rebuild yourself just to volunteer for the same downgrade. No re-entry, no emotional discounts, no maybe this time. Standards don't bend because loneliness gets loud. Loneliness is not a signal to reconnect. It's a signal to expand. Expand your circle. Expand your mission. Expand your skill set. Don't shrink your standards to avoid discomfort. Untouchable men don't relapse into familiarity. They evolve beyond it. You must decide something permanent. Access to you is earned, maintained, or evoked, not recycled. The moment someone proves they can function without you, you respond the same way. But out of spite, out of symmetry. They're comfortable losing you. Be comfortable letting them. No dramatics. Just removal. You don't block for attention. You block for peace. You don't ignore for ego. You ignore for stability. Your energy is finite, and emotional turbulence is expensive. You want to know why some men stay stuck for years? They reopen the wound every time it starts healing. Checking, responding, re-explaining, reconnecting. That's not love. That's addiction to familiarity. Break the cycle. Permanently. Because untouchable isn't about being cold. It's about being governed. Governed by principle. Here's the principle. If someone can walk away casually, they don't get VIP access later. No upgrades for disrespect. No returns after replacement. That doesn't make you bitter. It makes you structured. And structure creates calm. When you know your rules, you stop negotiating with emotion. When you stop negotiating, you stop relapsing. Relapse destroys momentum. Momentum builds identity. Identity builds power. Power builds detachment. And detachment builds peace. Right now, peace feels distant. Because you're still open. Close the gate. Not halfway. Fully. And once it's closed, don't look back to check if they noticed. Untouchable men don't monitor reactions. They move forward. Use the rejection as fuel. You got replaced. That means one thing. You were seen as optional. That truth can destroy you, or it can reforge you. Most people try to numb rejection. Distractions, rebounds, parties, over talking about it. Weak response. Strong response. Audit yourself. Not from insecurity. From strategy. Where were you average? Where were you complacent? Where were you operating below potential? This is not about blaming yourself for their choice. It's about eliminating future replaceability. Because here's the brutal reality. The world respects value. Not effort, not emotion, not intention. Value. If you increase your value dramatically, your replaceability drops dramatically. That's leverage. Right now, your ego's bruised. Good. Bruised ego is raw material. It exposes gaps. Comfort hides them. Rejection reveals them. Instead of asking, why wasn't I enough? Ask, where can I become undeniable? Undeniable physically. Undeniable financially. Undeniable mentally. You don't need to become perfect. You need to become rare. Rarity creates demand. Demand creates options. Options eliminate attachment. You were attached because you felt scarcity. Scarcity of connection. Scarcity of validation. Scarcity of alternatives. Build abundance. Abundance kills desperation. Start with the body. If you've been inconsistent, tighten it. Strength changes psychology. Posture changes perception. Energy changes presence. A disciplined body sends a signal. This person governs himself. Next, money. You cannot feel powerful while financially dependent or stagnant. Increase income streams. Increase skill acquisition. Increase long-term positioning. Not flashy, strategic. The moment your focus shifts to expansion, emotional wounds shrink. Because now you're busy climbing. Climbers don't stare at the ground. They watch the next grip. Then mindset. Stop consuming content that keeps you emotional. Stop replaying music that keeps you nostalgic. Stop revisiting places that keep you attached. Environment shapes identity. Upgrade it. Cold rooms build sharp minds. You want to be untouchable? Become so focused on elevation that past attachments feel irrelevant. Here's the shift. Instead of thinking, they lost me, think, that version of me is gone. You don't rebuild to get revenge. You rebuild to remove weakness. Revenge still centers them. Upgrade centers you. And once you cross a certain threshold, something interesting happens. You stop wanting them back. Not because you hate them, because you've outgrown that level. Your standards rise, your tolerance drops, your time becomes expensive. That's when untouchable becomes real. Not when you pretend not to care, when you genuinely don't. And genuine indifference is built through progress. Stack enough disciplined days and attachment dissolves. Stack enough wins and validation becomes irrelevant. Stack enough growth and your past looks small. You don't need closure. You need expansion. And expansion requires pain. So use it. Every time you feel that sting, lift, build, learn, execute. Convert emotion into motion. Motion into momentum. Momentum into dominance. Become untouchable. This is where you stop rebuilding and start transforming. Untouchable is not a phase. It's an identity. And identity is built through repetition. Right now, you're motivated. That's temporary. What we're installing is permanence. First truth, untouchable men are not emotionally available to chaos. Chaos knocks. They don't answer. Drama appears. They don't engage. Someone tries to provoke. They don't perform. Because performance is for approval. Approval is dependency. Dependency is weakness. You don't need to be liked. You need to be solid. Solid means your mood doesn't fluctuate with attention. Your focus doesn't collapse with silence. Your confidence doesn't spike with praise. Stable, calibrated, controlled. That's power. Second truth, silence is leverage. You stop explaining, stop oversharing, stop announcing growth. When you disappear properly, people feel the absence. Not because you're loud, because you are valuable. Let them notice the quiet. Let them wonder. But don't reappear for reaction. Reappear upgraded. Third truth, your circle tightens. No more low ambition energy. No more gossip environments. No more emotionally messy connections. Untouchable men protect proximity. Access to you becomes limited. Limited access increases perceived value. You are not public property. You are earned access. Fourth truth, you move from emotional to strategic. Every decision filters through one question. Does this increase my leverage? If not, decline. If yes, execute. Dating? Only if it aligns. Networking? Only if it compounds. Conversations? Only if they build. Energy leaks are eliminated because leaks sink ships, and you're not sinking again. Fifth truth, you detach from outcome obsession. You don't build to prove them wrong. You build because that's your standard now. If they see it, irrelevant. If they don't, irrelevant. You're not chasing visibility yet. You're chasing elevation. Big difference. When elevation becomes the focus, attachment fades naturally because you're operating at a higher frequency. Here's the shift that seals it. You stop trying to be unforgettable. You become irreplaceable. Irreplaceable isn't emotional. It's structural. Competence, discipline, presence, composure. You become the type of man who doesn't need to compete loudly. Because your baseline is higher, they replaced you once. That was allowed. It exposed a version of you that was still negotiable. This version, non-negotiable. Access revoked. Standards raised. Focus locked. If they ever look back, they won't see anger. They won't see desperation. They'll see distance. Calm distance. And that distance will say everything. Now the final line. Not dramatic. Not emotional. Precise. Don't chase closure. Chase control. Don't seek revenge. Seek leverage. Disappear from noise. Build in silence. Return unreachable. Not louder. Not emotional. Untouchable. Now close this and execute.